Okay, we have a remarkable panel of impactful women, entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs in driving innovation and supporting and investing in women-led ventures for a more equitable and prosperous future. We'd like the moderator, Lauren Young, to come join us along with her team. Come on up, Lauren.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Young. I am a journalist at Reuters. Thank you so much for sticking around for this amazing blockbuster panel. Super fast, we're going to go down and introduce ourselves. Muffy, you introduce yourself.
I'm Muffy McMillan, and I'm a family member to a company called Cargill, Inc., and I'm very involved with Opportunity International. So today I'm taking on the role of Cargill and Opportunity International. If I went and told you the rest, we'd be here all day.
That's okay. Sue?
Sue Wagner, co-founder of BlackRock and major annoyance for Wendy Diamond.
Woo! Mark?
Yeah, Mark Laurie. I'm the CEO and founder of a startup called Wonder. It's a food tech company started in New York City.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Sue, I'm going to ask you first. What do you think is the importance of supporting women entrepreneurs, being a woman entrepreneur yourself?
So a lot of people have already talked about a lot of the statistics, but
Put this a little closer to you.
I think, oh, God. Look, the economic and social merits of supporting education and income earning opportunities for girls and women are well documented. In recent reports, very recent reports, researchers at the IMF and elsewhere have cited continued gaps in labor force participation, actually got worse through the pandemic, and pay parity, and estimated that cutting those gaps just in half, not even closing the gap, would add 6 to 8% to global GDP. That's $6 to $8 trillion just cutting it in half. And that growth has a multiplier effect. So it would produce a very long tail of good for the world. So again, things that other people have touched on, women drive 70 to 80% of consumer purchasing decisions, and when they can, they tend to spend that disproportionately on education and health. Strong, healthy families translate to more robust and more resilient communities, the benefits of which ripple out across society, creating more opportunity and greater prosperity for all. Obviously, those benefits don't accrue just to women entrepreneurs, but so often, again, as you've heard, working out of your home or in a cottage industry is the only way for women to get a start. So you don't have to create a unicorn to make a difference. You just have to have a chance.
Nice, thank you. Mark, talk to me. You have invested in so many women-led ventures. Give me some examples and tell me what makes them unique and special.
Yeah, I mean, just to build on what Sue said, though, I've always had in all my startups a fair and equitable compensation system where the comp is completely transparent and everybody at the same level in the org makes exactly the same amount of money, which is, I think, really unique for a startup. But I just felt like that was the fairest way to do it. And
Thank you for
that's
doing that.
One of our 3 core values is fairness. And it's worked out really well because I've just noticed over time, people come into the startup and they want to get paid what they were getting paid somewhere else. And to bring them in, you have to pay them more. And then you have this disparity, gap in income and stuff. And so we kind of just level set that and say, no, you're going to come in, you're going to be interviewed. We're going to tell you what your peer group is, if it's a director or a senior director. Once we say that's your peer group, and everyone agrees that's your peer group, then you get paid the same amount of money. So there's no negotiating. There's no, if you want to join, great. If not, then, and it's worked out really well. I think we've been able to get incredible talent because people appreciate the culture of the org. I have 2 daughters. One is in college, the other one graduated already. And just as a dad of 2 daughters, I just want to make sure that they're in the best possible place to succeed. My mom, had me when she was 20 years old in Staten Island, New York, and she was a stay-at-home mom her whole life. But I know she would have been an incredible entrepreneur. And, I just like the idea of trying to help more people to live their dream of doing something on their own.
Thank you. Muffy, I'm curious from you, you're very involved in an organization, Opportunity International, that helps lift women up. Why is that important to you?
Women are so powerful. They're very, you heard me speak today. I won't speak as long. I'll condense it down.
And she has
But,
great data, too.
Women are very powerful change agents. And even if you put a woman in a corporation, a large corporation, they bring diversity, they bring new ideas, innovation, entrepreneurs. And so a woman, what I really like is if you invest in a woman, as you all know from this morning, you're investing in the family, you're investing in the community, you're investing in education, health, well-being. And I think what's kind of interesting, women put 90% of their income back into the communities and families, where men put 35 to 40% back. And I thought that was an interesting statistics. And if we had a level playing field with men and women, this was kind of interesting. A woman would add 12 trillion back into the global economy by 2025, and that's only 2 years from now. So women, I believe in. Opportunity International is a woman kind of driven organization where we help the poorest of the poor. These are the women who make less than $2 or $1 a day. And we go out and visit these women. They're not sad, they're not upset, they are so grateful for their lives. You know, they're happy. You know, we don't even know happy unless we're the United States, you know, capitalistic driven society, and they are there just in the moment, praying and grateful. And what we do is we help women develop, I'm talking too long, I love talking. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, no, it's amazing because I was out in the field in Bihar, India, and this woman raised her hand and, you know, in her language said, and I wanted to cry, "Thank you for giving me dignity and self-respect." That's what Opportunity International does. We give women dignity and self-respect because they can start their businesses. And, you know, it's so remarkable. And I just have to say one thing. With Opportunity, I got so excited that I put together a group of 13 ladies. Most of them are sitting here at the OI table. Raise your hand. Woo. And I've got to do a shout out. I did this recipe of women warriors. And, you know, how do you do that? I stumbled into it. I looked at each person and I said, "Come to India." And one of my friends said, "I can't come to India. I work for Morgan Stanley." And I said, "Well, we're going to go have dinner with the wealthiest guy in India. Maybe you can recruit him to your portfolio." I said, "Come to India." She came to India. And anyway, so there were 13 of us, a good cross-section here. And we have a lot of amazing people, doctors, geneticists, lawyers, and they all brought a friend. And I want to sit and introduce everyone.
We don't have time for that.
I know. So anyway, the women warriors have gone about raising money and helping as a group to help better the conditions of women all over the world. In a nutshell, I'd go on and on.
It's okay. No.
But anyway, it's an amazing organization. What I really like is we do inside trips. And these inside trips really, you know, you get to know people, you get to know the business, you get to understand the strategy, you get to meet the clients, and it's so powerful. Once you go on an inside trip, you're hooked.
All right, I'm coming. Thank you so much.
Me too. Can I come?
Go ahead, Mark.
Can I come on?
Mark, we're coming. Mark, tell me about some of the companies that you've invested in that are women-led and why you decided to invest in those particular companies.
Yeah, probably I can think of at least 3 or 4. Nora Ali, Mason Media, it's a production company. Bliss of Bridgeford, it's a conversational commerce company. Jacqueline Rice, she is actually the daughter of Jerry Rice, but she's got a goat fuel energy drink company. We've got, who else? Elizabeth Cordry. It's an app that helps people be more thoughtful.
And what is it about these women? Why did you give them the money? What is it? Where's the spark?
Yeah, I mean, I used to do this startup stand-up, you know, where I try to mentor women entrepreneurs on how to raise money. I think, you know, the ideas are there, the drive is there, access to capital seems to be a little bit, you know, tilted and not in female direction. So trying to help, I've spent a lot of time raising money over my life and wanted to, basically help them raise money. And one way to help is by actually investing. But, I'm not investing to help. I'm investing because they're incredible entrepreneurs, and I think the business is incredible, and I can't believe, they wouldn't get funded otherwise. But I just like to be involved in the community there.
So what do you think are the biggest challenges for women entrepreneurs as someone who's founded a company, you being 1/4 of the people who helped found that company, but, taking the leap, were you scared?
Were we scared? No, I think we were naive. I mean, speaking
Is
of
that
myself,
better than being scared? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, because you're a little fearless.
Right.
You figure it's all going to work out one way or another. I sort of thought, what guided me to the decision was several things. First of all, I think you have to have a great, I know a lot, someone mentioned this before, I know a lot of entrepreneurs who are a solution in search of a problem. That just really doesn't work. So, you have to have a good idea that you believe in. You have to have great partners, and you have to have supporters. And you have to be willing to take a leap, right? And so for me, I was working full time. My dad kind of thought, why would you leave a steady job and a steady income? But I was 26.
It's always the dads, right? It's never the moms, it's the dad.
But I was 26, and I thought, if I'm not going to take a risk now, when am I going to do it? I also thought, I don't want to look over my shoulder and wonder what if. And so, you have to sort of take a chance on yourself, bet on yourself. And if it doesn't, my thought was, again, this is the naivety, but my thought was, if it doesn't work out, then I will still have learned a lot. And I'll go and I'll find a job. So that was sort of the journey of deciding to take the leap.
Amazing. Muffy, go ahead, Mark.
I always say that the naivete is like the primary ingredient you need to be an entrepreneur. You have to have a little 10-year-old in you and think you can do anything. And if you let yourself see all the risks, you'll never take the leap.
Exactly.
What are the other traits you need?
It's ability to take risk, not be afraid to fail, be comfortable with uncertainty. There's no time to dwell on something that didn't go wrong or worry about something that may go wrong in the future. You have just zero time, so you have to just be laser focused on today and making the most progress you can. A lot of people have a hard time with that because there's so much uncertainty. There's so many things that are not going right every day, and you have to just forget, learn, move on very, very quickly. So it's adaptability, risk-taking, and then sheer work ethic. Yeah, exactly.
Chutzpah.
Grit and drive and work ethic, 100-hour-a-week mentality, like you won't stop until you succeed.
Right.
Yeah.
And you won't sleep, right, Muffy?
Yes.
I'm very interested in the farming work that you've done through your organization. If you could just very quickly talk a little bit about the impact it's had.
I'll be very quick. Cargill obviously supports women farmers. We're an agriculture company, and one of the things that we've really seen is that women do play an important role in feeding the world, especially in developing countries. The women supply 80% of the food in the developing countries around the world. And what I really like is our family recognizes the importance of the female farmer. We started a program and we partnered with Heifer, and it's a chicken program about raising chickens and bringing them to market. And it's called Hatching Hope. I love that name. And we have found that chickens are easy to raise, they're cheap to raise, they produce eggs and the chicken that you eat, and that's the highest protein content that you can get. So it's cheap, easy to get it to the markets, and it has a high protein content. And so I look at this program this is just one program, but I have so much pride that we spend that much energy with women, promoting them, giving them all the stuff I said today. The talk about what we give them, the tools, the training, that's us, so I won't repeat it. But I'm very proud that we support women. It's a big deal in Cargill.
Thank you. So Sue loves to do research, and I did research on her. She went to Wellesley, and she recently returned, 2016, is that when it was? 2014, to give a commencement speech. And I love this particular line from the speech. Sue says, "Have goals, but don't be wed to a plan. The future will be filled with paths you cannot see today, so be open, work hard, embrace your paranoia, take risks that will cause you to stretch and grow, have confidence in your ability to figure it out." Why is that so important, Sue?
So, the context matters here, right? I was speaking to newly minted college graduates, and they are coming from a pressure cooker of exams and papers and expectations to excel that inherently discourage risk-taking. And so as they begin to consider sort of the protective bubble outside the college, they're told to find and pursue their passion, which just produces a lot more anxiety.
Yeah.
And so, really, what is that suggestion? Are they supposed to write a to-do list for their lives at 22? So I really thought that was bad advice. And my suggestion to them instead was know what's important to you. Things like working with people you trust and being able to learn from your colleagues and being able to pay your bills. I got a lot of thank you notes from parents after that one. And recognize that being afraid is normal, but being paralyzed by that fear is not. You need to stay curious, you need to keep learning, and you need to trust yourself and your instincts and know that you can pick yourself up if you fail and pivot if you head down the wrong path. And trust yourself to figure it out. Figure out what's right for you, not up front, not once, but every step along the way. So to me, there's that old saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. That was what I hoped, that the truth that they took away and that we all take away.
Amazing. Mark, before we wrap this up, I wanted to hear from you a little bit. It's a room filled mostly with women, some men. Why do we need men as allies?
Not to put you on the spot on that.
Drum roll, please.
I was watching that countdown. I'm like, all right, I'm good now. No more questions. You dropped the bomb at the end. Why do we need men as allies? I don't know if you just need allies. It's not necessarily you need men. I think you just need allies. And being an entrepreneur is grueling. I always say it's like eating glass every day, and you don't know if you're going to get cut on the way down. That's really what it feels like when you're really in it. And so, yeah, you definitely need allies in that situation. But I don't know specifically why men.
We'll all eat glass, and we'll experience.
But we all need support networks.
Right.
Yeah, we all need. That's what it is. It's really the support network and having people that you can count on, and also a safe environment to fail. So I think having a partner in that situation is really valuable, because a lot of times you're thinking that you're not going to make it, and you need someone there to remind you of why you're doing what you're doing, and I think that's
so critical. I'll give Mark a little plug because he was a good sport for this. He has a company called Wonder. If you live here in New York City, you're probably seeing the ads. Check it out. You can order all food from all these different restaurants, which sounds really amazing. And also, he just invested in Blue Apron. So if you are a challenged chef in the kitchen, that's a good way to learn. Final word. If you had to describe an entrepreneur in one word, what would it be? Muffy.
Innovative and self-confident.
That's 2 words, but they were good ones. That's okay. Sue.
Fearless.
Mark.
That was my word.
I knew it. I took it.
Yeah. I think
a glass-eating fearless person?
I would say animal.
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 Nice. All right.
All
right, let's all give them an animalistic round of applause. Thank you so much, Muffy, Sue, Mark. Great, thank you.